Question: what do you think of when you see this? Now, some of you may be thinking, is that a trick question? Of course we know what that is. It's toilet paper, and we know what it's used for. So why even ask? Well, let me tell you a quick story. One day I was traveling and I was at the airport at my gate and I needed to use the restroom. So I was like, let me go use the restroom before we board. And I get to the restroom. Finally, a stall opens up. I go in and then I take tissue, put it all over the toilet seat, use the restroom, wash my hands, and then I leave and started walking back to my gate to have a seat until it was time to board. Then something strange happened. As I was walking back to my seat, I noticed that almost everybody was staring at me. No one said a thing. They were just staring. And so my ego jumped in and was like, oh, you must be looking so cute. Work it, work it. That's what I thought. That's what I hoped. And so I kept walking, and again, people were continuing to stare. Once I got to my seat, I noticed an elderly man, and he was sitting next to what looked like his teenage granddaughter. And he was talking to her, whispering to her. She was whispering to him. He was whispering to her. And again, they were still staring at me. After their back and forth, he slowly and carefully walks over to me, and he whispered in my ear and said, "Excuse me, sweetheart, but you have a row of tissue coming from your pants, dragging and draping all the way down onto the ground, almost like a freaking wedding gown train." So I'm assuming that as I was using the restroom, that toilet paper got caught onto my pants. And as I was taking what I now call the walk of shame, that gentleman finally came over and helped me so that I can help myself. But there's a point in all of this. The point is this: we all see something and think something. Let me say that again. We all see something and think something. That means everything you see, you have some experience associated with it. You have an emotion associated with it. So when I say the word food, some people have healthy, happy emotions attached to the word food. Some people have toxic and negative emotions attached to the word food. When I say the word fire, some people may think of cooking food. Some people may think of keeping warm. Some people may think of burning down. The key is, if you have a highly charged emotional situation as it relates to a thing or a person, you now have a new association towards it. That's why some people think that they don't ever want to get married, because they have a negative association to marriage. That's why some people say they don't ever want to be wealthy, because they have a negative association with wealth. They may think that wealthy people are greedy or selfish. So you have to be very careful with what you associate with things, because what did I say? You see things and you think things. So when it comes to creating the reality that you desire, you may have to retrain your brain. You may have to retrain your brain when it comes to how you think about certain things, so that you can have an association with it that you desire. Because remember, you give it truth. You make it a law for yourself. So before I had that situation with a roll of toilet paper, I thought like you that it only has one meaning. But then when I had extreme embarrassment because of a roll of toilet paper, maybe now I had to deal with that so that I am no longer triggered by something as simple as a roll of toilet paper. Because I'm telling you, you may be triggered right now by things that's supposed to be supporting you instead of sabotaging you. You may be missing out on certain experiences because you have fear associated with certain things. Maybe you have a fear of heights, so you don't plan on ever going on the Eiffel Tower. Maybe you have a fear of flying, so you never will experience other places around the world. This was not created to create some type of fear in me. Maybe that day I was taking life too seriously and I needed to relax and laugh. And so it's time for you to give things a new meaning, a meaning that supports you and nothing else.